Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charleston, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a pretty interesting show for you guys. We want you guys to stick around for us, so please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, about a week or so ago, I believe 2 weeks ago, the Kyrie Irving drama sparked with the with the NBA, the Brooklyn Nets, and the public, right? And when it happened, after Kyrie was kind of going back and forth with the media, Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal were on NBA on TNT, and they criticized Kyrie Irving heavily for the drama that he found himself in, right? And they didn't hold back. And just yesterday, while I was watching NBA on TNT, they came back to kind of respond to it. But before we get to that response, what I want to do is we want to play what they originally had to say about Kyrie Irving to give this video more context. So what we want to do is we want to play what they had to say now, and then we'll come back and react to it. So take a listen to that.
I think the NBA dropped the ball.
In what way?
I think he should have been suspended. I think Adam should have suspended him. First of all, Adam's Jewish. You can't take my $40 million and insult my religion. If you're going to insult me, you have the right, but I have the right to say, no, you're not going to take my $40 million and insult my religion. I think the NBA, they made a mistake. We have suspended people and fined people who have made homophobic slurs, and that was the right thing to do. I think if you insult the black community, you should be suspended or fined heavily, depending. I saw they did the same thing to the kid in Minnesota this year when he made the gay slur. I think you should get suspended or fined. I think him acknowledging the Alex Jones thing should have happened with that too, because that dude's crazy. And I can't believe that we ain't talking about that. We're talking about this idiot. And when you say, if I say, hey, I'm agreeing with this movie, this book, or whatever, I'm agreeing with it. I'm not going to put, first of all, you know I don't do any social media, but when you're somebody as great as basketball like him, people going to listen to you, what you say. And there's some fringe people out there, but like I say, I blame the NBA. He should have been suspended.
And their conversations are all over social media. Do you ever put something out there, Shaq, that does not represent something that you feel?
I was probably one of the first guys on Twitter. And when I realized the power it had, I knew I had to be very responsible. Followers, platform, whatever you call it, I knew I had to be responsible. I try to make people happy. I try to make people smile. My formula has always been the same. 60% to make you laugh, 30% to inspire you, and 10% whatever I'm selling. You have to be aware of what you're doing. And you have to be aware that sometimes when you put stuff out, not everybody's going to like it. Some people are conscious, some people are not. I can tell he's not conscious. He doesn't really care what's going on. But I know that the game that we used to love and we promote, it brings people together. And it hurts me sometimes when we have to sit up here to talk about stuff that divides the game. Now we got to answer for what this idiot has done.
So you heard what they had to say. Now, yesterday, the show came back, NBA on TNT. And while I was watching, I noticed something. For the very first time, Shaq and Charles Barkley seemed genuinely uncomfortable on TV. You could tell that there was an elephant in the room and that they definitely heard all of the criticism that was sent their way in response to what they had to say about Kyrie Irving. So for those of you who didn't hear what they had to say about Kyrie just yesterday, talking about his suspension, we want to play that for you now and then come back here and react to it. So take a listen to what they had to say yesterday.
Better than Ben Simmons.
You heard Jared's report. Would you, if you were a teammate of Kyrie Irving, also be wondering at this point what is going on? Why isn't he playing?
Yeah, you should, because this team was brought on paper-wise. Put three of the biggest name players in the league. We need to win now. We need to win now. And, Kenny and Charles, they played on a couple of great teams. But, that starts from day one. You got to be together from day one. No outside interferences, none of this, none of that. You have to be focused. You have to be there. You have to go through trials and tribulations with each other to have that chance to win. And the uncertainty of
I want to say something, Ernie.
Not going to be there. It's going to be difficult for them to get back on track.
Jared's thing made me wonder some things too. When he said the players are surprised that Kyrie's not back. Like, the Nets need to come out and say, is he back or is he not back? Or like, who is it now?
Or make it clear to the people on the team. This is what's going on right now.
Is he still suspended? Because a couple players said.
Yeah. That's the most surprising thing, that the guys in the locker room have no idea when guys coming back.
So I think Sean Marks need to come out and say, no, he's still suspended, or let him come back and play. Because that was the concern. When your players are saying, oh, we're surprised Kyrie is not back yet. Yeah. That's the team got to handle that.
Now, as I was watching them speak, you could tell that these guys were not comfortable. Even when the show started, you could tell like Kenny Smith was chill. Ernie, to a certain extent, was chill. But Charles and Shaq didn't look like their normal selves. And as a matter of fact, when they started talking about Kyrie, you could see that they were taking a much more measured approach to the way that they were discussing it, right? Now, towards the end of that audio, they were talking about the confusion surrounding his status to return to the team. That's the part I'm not getting. Because Charles was one of the people that was saying originally that the NBA dropped the ball. And as a matter of fact, they should have suspended Kyrie Irving. And I believe the comments that they made on NBA on TNT played a serious role in the level of discipline the NBA and the Nets dished out towards Kyrie Irving. When Charles Barkley said on that platform that the NBA dropped the ball, that they should have suspended him, then they went on to say this guy's an idiot. I definitely feel like it played a role because of the platform and the voices that these guys have in the NBA making a decision to come down hard on Kyrie Irving and the Brooklyn Nets. I think that definitely played a role. They should have taken a more measured approach to the situation, the same way that Jaylen Brown did. Jaylen Brown, if you listen to him just recently, I think it was yesterday, he was talking to the media, and you could tell that Jaylen Brown wasn't just so reactionary. He was actually measured. He was thinking about every single word that he said, and he wasn't really trying to appease anyone. It seems like he was trying to look for the most logical way through this entire situation. And I think if they had responded to that situation like that, they wouldn't have found themselves in the situation that they did. Because the fact of the matter is, the community that Shaq and Charles Barkley, the community that they originate from, were extremely disappointed in them for what they said and how they said it. They were, I mean, if you're on the internet or you're following the news, you would know this, right? And I can understand why, to be quite frank with you. So it seems like now things have kind of simmered down, and some of the people that were kind of pro Kyrie being suspended, some of them are now saying, no, well, he should come out. And the final point about the Brooklyn Nets that they made, the Brooklyn Nets, I don't understand, like, they want Kyrie to go out there and make all of these statements, but they themselves cannot make a statement about his status. So when is he coming back? You said he was going to have a minimum of 5 games. Now it's up to 7, and some of the players are asking the question, well, we don't know what's going on. That means that the Brooklyn Nets need to say something. And some may say they may not need to say it to the public. Well, they certainly need to say it to their players, because the players don't even know, right? So these are my thoughts on this situation. And what I want to know from you guys, what do you think about what Charles and Shaq had to say, and what are your general feelings about the situation? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section, and we catch you guys on the next show.